Hey folks, Deano here again. This time taking a look at, again, another new bootleg. The bootleggers are really keeping on top of these new 3.0 figures. This time they've got Trunks, who, I've got to be honest, for a bootleg it obviously has a lot of issues, yada yada yada, but the way they've slimmed him down, his proportions actually seem a lot better to me. But yeah, I would show you the box at this point, but despite ordering one in a box, the seller decided to ship it literally in a baggie, like not even the clamshell. So yeah, lucky this guy even arrived the way he did, which unfortunately was broken too. Can't blame the figure for that one this time. Yeah, the ball peg was literally sheared off at the waist. I'm guessing some way across the Atlantic Ocean or wherever it's came from. It's just broke completely. So it has been glued, so there is no waist articulation anymore. Although I don't doubt that it was probably not great to begin with. But yeah. The seller did, however, package a free stand, so we appreciate that. Get rid of it for now though. And yeah, let's start off by looking at the accessories, shall we? First off, the base form head, which bizarrely enough came on him in the package instead of the Super Saiyan one. Yeah, I would say this looks good. It's been shrunk slightly, but for whatever reason, I think it kind of looks more like Trunks than the official Trunks figure does. The Super Saiyan here for the official one is amazing, but the more I look at this face, the more I think there's something off with it. So the fact that this figure all but corrects that, yeah, I'm quite happy with that. But yeah, before I forget, in terms of the sheath, I am honestly lucky it's holding together as well as it is. It took me about 10 minutes to get it to clip together. It is the same sheath as with the official figure. In fact, I may as well take it off. Yeah, just popped completely off. Set in the background. But yeah, the paint apps are pretty poor, especially on the sheath, I'll be honest. Even the buckle is mispainted. But yeah, the sword itself is the 1.0 Trunks for some reason. Not sure why. I mean, yeah, then it is. That's the official one. That's the new one. Not sure why they've went that route when they clearly had the Trunks mold available. Come on, guys. But yeah. In terms of the alternate head, it's decent. The face, the stern looking forward face, could use some work. Looks like he's chewing something. Probably his jaw. But yeah, there's some sprue on it, but altogether not horribly painted, I have to say. Unlike the official one, it's just a drilled hole. They've not bothered with the fancy peg system. And of course, it can pop off, and you can put that piece on, which, yeah, it still gets the point across, does the job, same as the official one. In terms of alternate faces, comes with the stern looking off to the side face, which looks a lot better than the forward-facing one does. The gritty teeth face, which is decently done, I suppose. And finally, the yelling face, which is probably the nicest looking out of this bunch, apart from the base form head. In terms of hands, comes with mostly the same ones. I'll explain more in a minute. You've got the martial arts posy ones. You've got the Big Bang Key Blast style ones. The Open Palm Key Blast style ones, which I'll then proceed to drop. And then, for some strange reason, I'm not even sure what these hands are from, hands that are clearly way too small compared to the official ones. Yeah, if we just get the one the real mould is made from, you can see, yeah, there's a bit of a difference there. Not sure where they got these from. There's a pair of grippy hands that are sealed, and a pair of grippy hands that are open. Judging by the fact that they've still got the mould from the original trunks. In fact, yeah, that's what these are from. If you see there, those lines just about showing through, that's because these were gloves. These are from the Xenoverse trunks. That's what it is. And that's why the mould for the sword is slightly different. Why the grip is a flat instead of textured. Yeah, that explains that. Why? I don't understand it. Bootleg companies will always confuse the life out of me. They really will. They'll copy most things and then think, I can save 2p by using an existing mould instead of the one I already have available. The peg is slightly different. It's much thinner, including the neck, and in fact the entire upper torso is much thinner than the official one, and that actually pops on pretty well. Yeah, looks really good. It actually does, like, surprisingly so. Yeah, looking at the figure itself, you will notice a few things off the bat. First off, they actually did fix this arm compared to the official one. Mostly because they're not using the official joints. They've basically made them work with whatever the hell they've done with them. But yeah, it does the job. It might be a little bit lanky at the arms, but that's something you can fix with posing. You will notice, however, the legs are not the trunk's legs. Those are Gohan's. And this is like, what, the 5th time a bootleg company has reused the Gohan legs instead of using the own molds. Which is why he looks as if he's got a bit of a dump truck for a waist. I mean, this time I don't really blame them for doing it, because these ones aren't the best looking, are they? They really aren't. But yeah, you'll also notice that because of the shrunk waist, or the shrunk torso, the waist doesn't have any definition on it whatsoever. So I think they've just carved out a chunk of plastic for it instead of the official bit. But yeah, they've crudely just sort of glued the boots onto the bottom of these. Yeah, it gets the point across, I suppose. Other than that, jump cut. Sorry about that, folks. Yeah, but yeah, where was I? Yeah, most of the details are there. They look serviceable, especially if you're just standing him on the shelf. He's not overly out of proportion or anything like that. Yeah, he would, if anything, make a decent base form figure to just stand there and look pretty. One thing I will say, this is hard plastic. This is not rubber like the official one is. Yeah, not that it really gets in the way any. The butterfly joint does work just fine because they still had the cutout, but somehow the way the bootlegs work, you can't see the cutout. So it's actually another one of one up Tamashi on. But yeah, in terms of articulation, he can't really look up any. He can kind of look down. It's still in just a ball peg, so it's got motion, just not as much as the official figure. I'm not sure what they've done with the neck, but it does move. The arms can go up that far. They can swivel. Butterfly joint works just fine. Double joint at the elbow, gets just past 90. Ball peg at the wrist, which I dare not touch. We all know my track record with these figures. Judging by the fact that it already broke in shipping, I'm not going to risk it. He has a tiny bit of movement in the abs, but nothing else. He probably would have had more movement at the waist, albeit not a lot, but we'll never really know with this one since it's snapped in half. The legs can go up decent amount, can't really go back. They can, with a little bit of resistance, do the splits, or just about the splits. Thigh swivel, I was going to say double joint at the knee, but the top joint doesn't really want to move. And the foot is as horrible in this figure as it was in the original. It does have the toe articulation, which actually works. And yeah, they've somehow, despite not having the same figure, the same leg mold, they've somehow managed to copy his floppiness. But yeah, all in all, I mean, I think I paid £12 for this. So yeah, it's not really something you can overly complain about, considering the fact that he can stand there and look just fine on his own. And he will get a bit of articulation. And yeah, like I said, he does actually kind of look a bit better proportion-wise. He's not quite as chunky as the official one. So yeah, for the first time in a long while, I'm going to give this bootleg a pass. Like, if you want to get this guy, go ahead. Just be careful with the joints. It's a bootleg after all, so it's probably a bit on the brittle side. But yeah, before we finish off, I just want to test something here, we take off the face of the official one, does this swap between? I wonder. It sits in there. It's a little bit loose. Let's see it. Yeah, that fits. And that looks better than the official mold. Oh my god. I don't know what they've managed to do, but yeah, I'm impressed with that. I really am. I would definitely say one to pick up, guys. He's not quite as chunky. He stands there decent enough. Does it work the other way about? Kind of. You can see the out of scale nature there. But yeah, guys, I suppose that'll do it for this review. Until next time, I'll see y'all later.